Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to create these flowers using ink refills and glossy paper. You can see that shiny paper. The idea from this came from a magazine that I receive quarterly as a demonstrator. And this magazine is always full of samples for us to use. And on this page, called Make It Glossy is where I got the idea. And there's a second one here on the bottom that I haven't done, but this one is sponged ink instead of spritzing like we're going to do. So let me put this aside and I'm going to show you how to make these cards. For cardstock, we're going to use different colors for this one. We're going to use powder pink, 11 inches by 4 1/4, and scored at 5 1/2 in the center, and that's going to be the card base. And then we'll need a small one that measures 2 1/2 inches by 1 1/4 inches for the sentiment. Glossy paper, 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches. For ink colors, we're using powder pink and wild wasabi, and these are the ink refills. You're also going to need a spritzer with some water. And for ink pads, we're just using basic black. For stamp sets today, I'm going to use this little image for the flower center from Falling Flowers. And as you can tell on my cards, I use different ones. So it's up to you what you have on hand as to what you can stick in the middle of each flower. We're going to use the outline leaf from Daisy Delight. And then I'm going to make this into a thank you card this time. So I'm going to use thank you for making my birthday happy. All things thanks. Now to get started, you should cover your work area with a piece of paper towel. And we're going to start out with the glossy cardstock. Let me flip that over. And all you're going to do is just drop some ink sporadically. So that's the powder pink. And I'm going to add the wild wasabi. And I'm kind of doing mine so that's sitting in a corner. Okay, and that's all I'm going to add. Next, I'm going to bring in my spritzer. And what I'm going to try to do first is spritz over the dots. And you'll see that the color is starting to travel already. And now I'm just going to add more to make the color spread even more. Once you're happy with the way that that gets filled in, just stop. Now I'm going to bring this paper towel in and just pat it down to capture the excess water. And there's how my flowers look. Isn't that neat? So now I'm going to let this dry. So I'm going to stop the video for a little bit and I'll come back and do some stamping. Okay, now I'm back. I'm going to bring in my basic black ink pad and we're going to add a few centers to the flowers. Now just remember that the glossy paper, because it has that glossy finish to it, it's easy to smudge this. So you need to actually go down straight, just hold for a little bit and go up because this can slide so easy. So I'm going to add, let me get a scrap paper. I'm going to slide this under. And I'm just going to add the centers to my wild wasabi. When I did this one, I added centers to both colors and I think it's too busy. So I'm just going to do the wild wasabi. Next, I'm going to bring in the leaf image. And again, this is a lined image. You need to be careful as you add the leaves so that they don't slide as you stamp. I'm just going to add a few of those. And now we'll bring in the card base and fold it in half. And I did forget to mention that I'm also using the delicate white doilies, and I did cut one in half. So we're going to glue that to the card front. And we're going to bring in the sentiment and stamp that on the little piece of the powder pink. And we'll glue that in place. And now I'm just going to trim the doily. And then we'll glue the glossy cardstock to the card base. I'm going to add quite a bit of snail on this because it did get wet. And that's all there is to this card. So we were mostly focusing on the technique that I used today, and I didn't want to create a card that was complicated, just so you'll know how to do the technique. And for this card, I had used Wisteria Wonder and Tempting Turquoise. And on this one, I used Tangerine Tango and Flirty Flamingo. So you can come up with different color combinations. And this is a good card to use in a techniques class if you're a demonstrator doing techniques classes. I hope you liked my card for today. I'll list all the supplies at the end of my video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them on YouTube, or you can email me or leave a message on my blog. Thanks so much.